Want a greener thumb? Try worm composting. It's an incredible way to recycle your kitchen waste and turn it into something beneficial for your garden. Imagine reducing your household waste while creating nutrient-rich compost that your plants will love. It's a win-win situation for you and the environment. It's easy and helps our earth. By composting with worms, you contribute to a more sustainable lifestyle. Your garden will thrive with the rich organic matter produced by these little creatures. Plus, you'll be doing your part to reduce landfill waste. Worm composting turns kitchen scraps into amazing plant food. It's like magic. The process is fascinating to watch as your food waste transforms into dark, crumbly compost. This compost is packed with nutrients that plants need to grow strong and healthy. You get free fertilizer and help the environment. Instead of buying chemical fertilizers, you can use your homemade compost. It's natural, safe, and incredibly effective. Your plants will thank you with lush growth and bountiful harvests. Less garbage, healthier plants, everyone wins. By diverting food waste from the landfill, you reduce methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas. At the same time, your garden benefits from the rich compost, leading to healthier plants and better yields. Worms are little composting machines. They work tirelessly, breaking down organic matter and turning it into valuable compost. These humble creatures play a crucial role in the ecosystem, and you can harness their power right in your backyard. They eat your food scraps and turn them into castings. These castings are rich in nutrients and beneficial microbes that improve soil health. It's a natural process that enhances the fertility of your garden soil. Castings are like gold for your garden. They are one of the best soil amendments you can use. Just a small amount can make a big difference in the health and productivity of your plants. They make your soil healthier and your plants grow stronger. The nutrients in worm castings are readily available to plants, promoting vigorous growth and abundant flowering. Your garden will be more resilient to pests and diseases. Plus, it's way better than sending food waste to a landfill. Landfills are a major source of pollution and greenhouse gases. By composting, you help reduce this impact and contribute to a cleaner, healthier planet. Worm composting is easy to do. You don't need a lot of space or special equipment. A simple bin and some worms are all you need to get started. It's a great project for families, schools, and community gardens. You can keep a worm bin indoors or outdoors. Whether you have a small apartment or a large backyard, there's a worm composting solution for you. Indoor bins are perfect for urban dwellers, while outdoor bins can handle larger amounts of waste. It doesn't smell bad if you do it right. A well-maintained worm bin should have a pleasant, earthy smell. Proper care and feeding of your worms will ensure that your composting system is odor-free and efficient. And don't worry, the worms won't escape. They like their home. Ready to start? Worms are happy in their bin as long as they have food and a comfortable environment. They won't wander off, so you can compost with confidence. Let's build your worm farm. Gather your materials and follow these simple steps to set up your own worm composting system. It's a fun and rewarding way to recycle your food waste and grow a healthier garden. First, you need a worm bin. Don't worry, it's simple. Setting up a worm bin is an easy and rewarding project that anyone can do. Whether you have a big backyard or just a small balcony, you can create a cozy home for your worms. A plastic tub works great. You don't need anything fancy. Just a simple plastic container will do the trick. It's affordable and easy to find at any store. Make sure it's about 10 gallons big. That's a good size for beginners. This size is manageable and provides enough space for your worms to thrive. If you have more space, you can always scale up later. Drill some holes in the bottom for drainage. Proper drainage is crucial to prevent water from accumulating and creating a soggy environment, which worms don't like. You can use a simple drill or even a heated nail to make these holes. Worms don't like soggy beds. It's important to maintain the right moisture level. Think of it like a wrung-out sponge, damp but not dripping wet. This will keep your worms comfortable and happy. Next, make the bedding. The bedding is where your worms will live and work their magic. It's their home, so you want to make it as cozy as possible. Worms need a comfy place to live. Shredded newspaper or cardboard works well. These materials are easy to find and provide a good balance of moisture and airflow. Shredded newspaper or cardboard works well. Make sure to tear the paper into small strips to make it easier for the worms to move through and break down. Make it damp, like a wrung-out sponge. This moisture level is perfect for worms, allowing them to breathe and move around comfortably. If the bedding is too dry, the worms will struggle to survive. Now, your worms will feel right at home. A well-prepared bedding is the foundation of a successful worm bin. Take your time to get it just right. Now for the stars of the show, the worms. These little creatures are the heart of your composting system. They work tirelessly to break down organic matter and turn it into rich, fertile soil. Red wigglers are the best for composting. They are efficient and thrive in the conditions of a worm bin. Unlike other worms, red wigglers are specially adapted to live in decomposing organic material. You can buy them online or at a garden store. They are readily available and usually come in quantities that are perfect for starting a new worm bin. Carefully add them to their new home. Gently place the worms on top of the bedding and let them burrow down on their own. This helps them acclimate to their new environment. They'll start working their magic right away. As soon as they settle in, they'll begin breaking down the organic material, turning it into nutrient-rich compost. Time to feed your worms. Feeding your worms is simple and fun. It's a great way to recycle kitchen scraps and reduce waste. Add a thin layer of food scraps on top of the bedding. Start with small amounts and gradually increase as the worms get used to their new home. Avoid adding too much at once to prevent odors and pests. Then, cover it with more bedding. This helps to keep the bin clean and odor-free. It also provides a barrier that prevents fruit flies and other pests from getting to the food. This keeps the worms happy and prevents fruit flies. A well-maintained worm bin is a joy to have and can provide you with rich compost for your garden. Want to get fancy? You can build an in-ground worm farm. Just bury a plastic bin in your garden bed. Worms love the stable temperature underground. Cover it with some cardboard and mulch to keep them cozy. Short on space? No problem. Try a mobile worm farm. Stack some plastic bins on top of each other. Drill holes for air and drainage. This is perfect for apartments or small patios. Section 4. Worm care. Taking care of worms is both simple and rewarding. These little creatures are excellent for composting and can turn your kitchen scraps into rich, fertile soil. Worms are pretty low-maintenance pets. They don't require much attention, but a little care goes a long way in keeping them happy and productive. They mostly just need food and moisture. Ensuring they have the right balance of both is key to a thriving worm bin. Feed them fruit and veggie scraps, coffee grounds, and crushed eggshells. These are their favorite foods and provide the nutrients they need to thrive. Avoid meat, dairy, and oily foods. Those upset their tummies. These items can also attract pests and create unpleasant odors. Check on your worms every few days. This helps you ensure they are healthy and that their environment is just right. Make sure their bedding is damp but not too wet. The bedding should feel like a wrung-out sponge. If it's dry, mist it with water. Keeping the moisture level consistent is crucial for the worm's survival. Good airflow is important too. Proper ventilation prevents the bin from becoming too humid and helps control odors. Prop the lid open a crack for ventilation. This simple step can make a big difference in maintaining a healthy worm bin. After a few months, you'll have worm castings. These castings are a fantastic natural fertilizer for your garden. You can harvest them by hand. This method allows you to carefully separate the worms from the castings, or use the dump and sort method. This is a quicker way to separate the worms from the castings. Just dump the bin's contents onto a plastic sheet. Spread it out so the worms can easily burrow down. The worms will burrow down, away from the light. This makes it easy to collect the castings from the top, and you can collect the castings from the top. These nutrient-rich castings are perfect for enriching your soil and helping your plants grow. Section 5. Worm poop is magic. Worm castings are like superfood for your plants. They're packed with nutrients that help your garden thrive. Add them to your potting mix, sprinkle them around your plants, or make worm tea by steeping them in water. Worms are amazing recyclers. By composting with worms, you're keeping food waste out of landfills. That means less methane gas, which is a big contributor to climate change. It's a win-win for you and the planet. Worm composting is a fun and rewarding hobby. It's a great way to connect with nature, reduce your environmental impact, and grow healthier plants. Give it a try, your garden will thank you. Section 6. Conclusion. Starting a worm farm is easier than you think. Choose your bin, prepare the bedding, add your worms, and start feeding. With a little care, you'll have a thriving worm colony and an endless supply of black gold for your garden. Happy composting. Section 7. Troubleshooting your worm farm. Having trouble with your worm farm? Here are a few common issues and how to fix them. Problem: my worm bin smells bad. Solution: you're probably overfeeding your worms. Cut back on the food scraps and make sure they're buried properly under the bedding. Problem: I see fruit flies in my worm bin. Solution: fruit flies are attracted to food scraps. Make sure all food is covered with bedding and keep the lid on your bin. Problem: my worms are trying to escape. Solution: your worms might be too wet, too dry, or not getting enough air. Check the moisture level of the bedding and make sure there's adequate ventilation. Don't let this be the end of your eco journey. Subscribe for more impactful tips and let's save the planet, one video at a time. Thank you for watching.